I rise again just to say what's on my spirit, my heart. I'm really just tired of being sick and tired, right? And I do not have all the answers for Black America, so I know it's a burden that I carry, being one of 3 African Americans in this chamber, but I don't. 2020 has been a Shakespearean tragedy. The commander-in-chief has been inept in his leadership. My colleagues across the aisle, so I put this on you here in the state of Michigan. Politics aside, I understand politics. I understand the banter. I understand when we go back and forth. But the politics, I don't understand. What I don't understand is condoning, supporting, excusing, justifying racist antics, insensitive behavior, police brutality, and the real crux for me is silence. Silence about racism, silence about police brutality, silence about insensitive conduct, and the implicit biases make you guilty. Racism is an issue you cannot be silent on. You cannot say I'm not a racist and sit on the sidelines. When you get up and you speak and preach about leadership, honesty, honor, and communication, if you are unwilling to speak up for those who are subjugated to these injustices, how can you in good conscience say you speak for the people? We are all the people. Black people are people. The last few months have been filled with injustice. Arbery down in Georgia, Shatina Diggins in Washtenaw County, and of course, George Floyd's death in Minnesota. Here in this chamber, we have had insensitive symbols, AKs and AR-15s in the Capitol, in the gallery, while folks spewed hate and terrible rhetoric from their lips. We have had a modern-day minstrel blackface show on the steps of the Capitol, and not one word from my 22 colleagues across the aisle. Yes, we had an op-ed this weekend. We had someone speak out about the thugs at the governor's residence. We even had someone call them names. But yet, many of you went to frolic with them while they're spitting these racial epithets. Folks drove to their communities and hung out. These things I cannot accept. Racism is exhausting. And for those of us that deal with it daily, this weekend you saw it come to a head, a culmination of frustration and racial oppression, biases, unacceptable leadership, racial profiling, and overall anger at how little the worth of Black life plays into the American agenda. Well, I support the right and freedom to assemble peacefully. I support the right and freedom to be angry. We have every right to be angry when Black and brown people are being persecuted by citizens, but especially the law. Good people are venting in the right way, in the right manner, and the only way they know how. What I don't accept are the agitators who have infiltrated a righteous cause with mercenary motives. I don't accept, yet I completely understand, because we are not being heard or valued. So you get an explosion, an outlet to destroy something or someone. To those individuals, I say it's okay to be angry, but let's be angry with a strategy. Tearing up our own communities has never been the answer. I'm angry, I'm frustrated, and this is not a new issue. It's just magnified by real-time imagery. Since the day Honorable Coleman Young sat in his chamber and ventured on to Detroit, the mayor, he hired the first African-American police chief, William Hart, and they dismantled stress. For those of you that know what stress is, the big foe. They came in the community and they kicked butt. So sometimes we have to look at it and take some of that advice. We've been lucky in Detroit. We haven't had a major incident since Malice Green, and they were persecuted. They went to jail. So as we look back, I see my time flicking. We need you to help us address these issues, and silence is not the answer. Silence is not an option.